An Air Force F-16 aircraft released an inert B61 nuclear bomb in a recent test, demonstrating the aircraft's ability to deliver the weapon and testing the function of the weapon's non-nuclear components, including ordnance and fire control systems, radar altimeters, rotating rocket motors, and weapon control computers. The test was conducted under the B61's Life Extension Program, which updates its nuclear and non-nuclear components to extend the life of the bomb, while improving its safety, security, and reliability. When completed, the new B6112 version will replace 4 versions of the B61 bomb currently in the U.S. nuclear arsenal. The B6112 gravity bomb ensures current capability for the airlifted portion of the U.S. strategic nuclear triad into the future for bombers and dual-capable aircraft supporting NATO. The non-nuclear bomb assembly used for the flight test was designed and manufactured by Sandia National Laboratories and Los Alamos National Laboratory as federally funded research and development centers operating under the NNSA. The tail kit assembly, mated to the NNSA front end, was designed by the Boeing Company under an AFNWC contract. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said that US-made F-16 fighter jets can accommodate nuclear weapons and warned that supplying nuclear weapons to Kyiv would escalate the conflict further. Russia should remember that any modification of the F-16 can accommodate deadly nuclear weapons. If the Russians don't understand this, then they are useless as military strategists and planners. The purpose of providing these advanced fighters is to help Ukraine defend itself in defending its airspace and territorial integrity. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has long requested F-16 fighter jets, saying that their appearance by Ukrainian pilots would be a sure sign to the world that a Russian invasion would end in defeat. As Ukraine nears the promised F-16 purchase, there are still 3 major issues to be addressed before the Western fighters are ready for combat with the Russian Air Force. The length of time it will take to train the Ukrainian personnel involved with the F-16s, get the right infrastructure in place, and navigate the political landscape that needs to be addressed before Ukraine can fly the advanced US fighters.
Delete the altitude restriction. Nobody home at the Eagle will just be dry on the range, though. Yeah, we told them you were coming.
Fighter jets have previously been a red line for Kyiv's Western backers. Ukraine has repeatedly requested NATO standard aircraft to replace its aging Soviet fleet under what it calls a fighter jet coalition. But Ukraine has yet to receive a firm promise of F-16 jets, which experts identify as the most advanced combat option for Kyiv pilots. Although it is unlikely to receive the latest version of these fighter jets, Ukraine's Air Force will be significantly enhanced by any military aid package contained in the F-16s. However, experts always warn that there is a stumbling block that has not gone away as the international community is more serious about providing F-16s, although it is not an insurmountable problem. Although many countries have offered to train Ukrainian pilots, such training takes time to come to fruition. Training even experienced pilots in new aircraft is measured in months, not weeks, said retired Air Commodore Andrew Curtis, who previously served in the British Royal Air Force. It is difficult to determine if, or how much, training of Ukrainian Air Force crews has taken place, said David Jordan, co-director of the Freeman Air and Space Institute at King's College London, UK. In late February, Colin Call, the Pentagon's Under-Secretary of Defense for Policy, stated that the immediate timeframe for F-16 training and delivery to Ukraine was about 18 months. Ukrainian pilots could be pulled from the front lines to train with the F-16s, but could then return after completing their training and continue flying Soviet-era jets while waiting for the F-16s. But if Ukraine tries to use the F-16s in an air war before its air force is ready, it will most likely result in unbearable losses. F-16 base becomes primary target. Experts have previously said that the F-16 is a fundamental step away from Ukraine's Soviet air infrastructure, meaning not only the new training that comes with these jets, but also logistics such as new supply chains, maintenance procedures, and infrastructure. The F-16 requires smooth runways and often centralized bases to operate, unlike the scattered airfields and makeshift runways that Soviet-era aircraft in the Ukrainian fleet can currently use. These locations could then become prime targets for Russian attacks. That could mean operating from bases known to Russian forces, which makes them particularly vulnerable to attacks on Russian soil. Political obstacles. There is always a political side to providing military aid to Ukraine. F-16s were previously a red line for Kyiv's Western and NATO backers, and Russia has called the possibility of US jets ending up in Ukrainian hands an escalation. The potential escalation of tensions between Russia and the West cannot be ignored. It would be tempting for countries like Poland to offer logistical and technical support, potentially even operating Ukrainian F-16s from Polish military airfields. However, the geopolitical implications of such a decision would be significant. Despite these obstacles, experts are increasingly convinced that an F-16 announcement for Ukraine is imminent. If the war in Ukraine ends anytime soon, Ukraine will still need an air force to defend its border with Russia. With Soviet-era jets in need of replacement, attention is on overhauling Ukraine's air force to maintain their defenses and potentially prepare Kyiv for NATO integration.